My name's Thomas Howell. I'm here conducting interviews on behalf of New Line Cage Fighting with permission of Keith No. That being said, my opinions reflect only myself. They do not reflect New Line or anyone involved. Uh, I'm here today with Larry Barker of Urban Warrior Academy. He is a well coach. I see him at most of the shows. He coaches the guys that usually get the wins. So I'm very thankful that he took time out of his day to do this interview with me. Um, I guess to start off, my first question for you would be, could you describe your journey into what got you into boxing and maybe specifically how you came to be involved with Urban Warrior Academy?
Okay. Well, actually, the boxing started years and years ago. I did a lot when I was in my 20s and when younger, late 20s. I started. I actually fought a lot in the street before that, but left all that out and I started fighting in tough man contests and things and competition fighting. Oh gosh, it was way back in 1992, 91. I mean, I'm about to be 62 years old, so I'm a little bit older. But yeah, I started boxing then and doing the tough man contest, and then did real well there. I got to semifinals three different times. I fought six tough man contests, and then cage fighting started, MMA started coming along and the kickboxing kind of fell off. So uh, I started venturing. Plus, I did messed around with Mark Matheny some. He's a UFC referee and stuff, but he
Yeah,
also was a real good jujitsu guy and stuff. And it was always come down here and roll with me, Larry. And I'm like, hey, you guys come up here and stand up with me,
yeah,
I started rolling with them some, and I realized, dang, I was getting choked and armbarred, and I'm thinking, wow, I had some stuff to learn. So I
yeah,
started doing that, and I went on a little bit. I went into the cage fighting a little bit, and in 2001, I think it was, I won the extreme lightweight division, the Extreme Fighting Challenge,
yeah,
in the cage, and pretty. I was 36 years old then. At that point, I mean, I've been doing it for a few years, and kind of I had to have hernia surgery. I had knee surgery. I mean, I was banged up pretty good,
yeah,
So I had to take some time off and get things fixed up, and it ended up being several years off. But I started back up with the Brick Wall Fight Club and stuff, training. They had some guys that were fighting in what was it was the EAC, which was a promotion that they may still exist. I'm not sure, but
yeah,
and so I was helping them get ready and stuff. And heck, I was working in my 50s then, and just started, get. I've always been into it. I've always loved boxing. I mean, my whole life, I've fought since I
yeah,
was just a little dude, But
yeah,
I've always loved it, and so I had taken some time off, and then uh, I had a Matt Christ. He's with BO2, went on and turned pro and stuff, but
yeah,
got sent to me from a buddy of mine that he's like, man, I heard you might be able to teach me some stuff about boxing because I got older, bad knees are bone to bone things. So I kind of give the jujitsu and all that up. I strictly just stick to the boxing. But
yeah,
so I started with Matt and working with him a little bit, but he had intentions on going pro, and I wasn't real serious about it at that time, And got him going. He went on to VO2 and kept on going and stuff, and then I just started thinking about it, and I was like, I really enjoyed that. I just would like to get back going again, so I started uh, Urban Warrior Academy, and I just
yeah,
started getting some people in and. I started out with some classes, and then I had a couple fighters. Prophet Johnson was here for a while in the beginning, and so I got a couple fighters in, and then got to the point where it was hard to do for just me by myself because I work full time too. So I would do this
yeah,
in the evenings and then on the weekends. So it was hard for me to do the class and do the fighters. And I was like, I really want to work with the fighters, try to help these guys and girls get further as far as wherever they want to go in their career, And
yeah,
So I kind of cut the classes out and just started working with strictly fighters. I've got about 5 or 6 of them now. A pretty good group. I got a couple that are just coming in. They did the Mountain State Brawl there a while back. The second one they did it.
Yeah,
Dave and CJ. They did a good job for. I mean, they only had a little bit of training, month or two. They really didn't have a lot, so they did pretty
yeah,
good. Got to the second round, and then got both the guys they lost to won. So it was a good thing. But yeah, I just started with the gym, and I got these guys, and they really wanted to fight. So I was like, you know
yeah,
what? Let's do this. Let's get going with it. So that's pretty much how Urban Warrior Academy started. So
yeah. You said that you had about 6 or 7 people. What would you say the gym culture is like? Would you say they're all like closely knit, or do you work with them like separately on their own times, or do they work together?
we're real close knit. We're a team. We're a fight team, and
Yeah,
they earn the right to be on the team. Uh,
mm,
they have to come in and train. I don't, you know, I won't let someone just come in and a week before they want to fight and say I'm a team member and be a representative of Urban Warrior Academy. Now I
yeah,
will work with them if they want to keep going, but a lot of people just want to wait till a week before and come in and do a little bit of this and that and then go fight. Well, our guys don't do that. We're a really close knit group of we're buddies. We're like brothers. Uh,
yeah,
everybody helps everybody. Um, Even when we're sparring, we have days that we're not really sparring hard. We're just technically working and we just work to help each other out. You know,
yeah,
we stay involved with each other, even in our personal lives, we always check in with each other and yeah, we're a real close knit team of guys and a few new ones in, but the solid one, there's a solid team that we work dang
yeah,
near every night. We take Thursdays off because I got to have that the honey-do list night. I got to have one
yeah,
night to get something done because I do it every night of the week, and I don't get off work till 5:30. So, we
yeah,
start at 6:30, so it's like on right away. But yeah, we're a real close knit group of guys, and there's a girl, but she really hasn't started a whole bunch yet. But maybe in the future
yeah.
we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we're a real tight group, buddy.
Yeah, I can say I could be wrong about one of the dudes, but I know for sure I love seeing Geo Murphy fight. I know that he's always going to bring the intensity, and I don't I think Adam Moore is a part of your gym. Am I correct about that? I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
seeing his fights. I seen
yeah,
him. I can't remember if it was 35 or 36, but I seen him fall off the fucking stage, and then he went in there
yeah.
and still won the fight too. I'm
Dude,
like, damn,
that
that dude's
was
got
the
heart.
craziest thing. But I never had nothing like that happen. We were behind the curtain and we're getting ready for his fight. And we're catching Mick. I'm
Yeah,
catching Mick, warming him up. Well, he's got his back like towards the curtain, and I'm
yeah,
facing Mick. And we do this one, two, three. You throw 1, 2, 3, and then you pivot with your back foot around and throw a two, a straight
yeah,
right. Well, he throws the 1, 2, 3, and when he went to pivot, there was no stage there, and he just
yeah.
like went right straight, and he just like disappeared through the curtain. I'm still standing there holding mitts. I'm like, what the hell just happened? What the fuck? And
He
I
was
hear
like
the
5 feet away from me when he fell. I was standing right next to that table when he fell. I was like, "What the hell? Is everybody okay?"
dude. And he really hit really hard. I mean,
Hmm.
he was hiding. He hit his face on the side of one of them metal chairs.
I thought he
So
knocked himself out.
it rocked him pretty good, but he was alert. But he what because it's like 4 or 5 foot up there. Adam was 200. He's down a little bit now, but he was 270 pounds, and I mean he just straight dropped, no catching yourself, and he hit really hard. I thought we were done for the night, and
Yeah, I thought that was it.
I heard the whole crowd going, whoa, and I run over to like where the fighters go out, and I look over, and Adam's laying on the floor, with his head on. I'm like, holy shit. But yeah, he got up and fight and still won. He that was
Yeah,
his fight with Ram, and that he's a trooper. I'll tell you what, Adam, when he first, and I know he's probably going to kill me for this, but he knows it's true. And I've told when he first came in here, he tried to throw a kick because he our first match was a kickboxing match. He was going to try kickboxing, but broke his foot. Long story short, and
Oh
he's like,
God.
"Yeah, I would told him if you don't want broken feet, you don't want to kickbox. Period. I mean, I did it for years. My feet been broken so many times. I said it's going to happen, you know." And he's like, "Well,
I
I don't want
fractured
to
my
do."
big toe doing kickboxing. I swear I
Yeah.
did.
So that's he's like, well, I'll just box, you know, I'll just go to boxing. But anyway, when he first came in, he went to throw a kick, and I swear, Thomas, he almost fell completely over. And my thought in my head was, "Oh my God, what am I getting into?" But I give everybody a shot, and Adam kept coming. He kept working, and you know what? I mean, Adam's really good now. He's not the same fighter that he was, and he gets better. He's
Yeah.
been off. He's been off for about 3 months. He got a bone infection
Oh
in his
Lord.
toe, and he was having to take. He was in the hospital for 3 weeks, but he had to have a liquid antibiotic, IV antibiotic put in him for 3 months. He had did 2 months at 8 weeks at home, where
Yeah.
the nurse late home lady came and put the IV, and he'd have to lay down for 8 hours, you know. But they got rid of the infection. He didn't lose any of his toe or any of his foot.
That's a miracle.
Yeah, he actually came back. His first time back was last night.
Oh,
He came
awesome.
in
Good.
last night. Yeah, he's back and ready to go. We're back training. So, yeah, God blessed us and
Yeah,
him.
absolutely.
We were there was a 50-50 chance that antibiotics would work or not work, and he still may have to lose a toe or something. And thank God it did. So, uh,
Yeah.
it had us worried, man, because you know, like I said, we're a team. We checked on him and stayed with him, and
Oh, I seen the post for sure.
yeah, we kept him. You know, we stayed right there, and but he's back now. So
I can't wait
yeah,
to see him
Adam's
get
like,
back.
yeah, he's excited. He's like, dude, I missed it so bad. But yeah, so he's one of the fighters.
Yeah. Um, I guess kind of to sort of switch gears, but not exactly. If let's just say if Adam's determination doesn't answer this question in and of itself, I guess what would you say it takes to be a warrior at Urban Warrior Academy, and what would be your expectations for new people that want to come in and seriously train and join you?
Okay. What it takes to be an urban warrior here at the or warrior at the Urban Warrior Academy is hard work, dedication, don't give up, and you got to come in and train. We work
Yeah,
hard. I mean, we do. We spar 3 nights. Well, my Wednesday night usually, and then Saturday and Sundays is open spar, and we train. We do drill on conditioning stuff. I mean, I work you hard, and I expect you to come, and I expect you to train. You know, a lot of guys think they just going to walk in, throw on some gloves, and spar. Well, that's
yeah,
not happening here. You know, you can do that and work with the team, but not to be a team member. Uh,
yeah,
Dedication. Um, you know, you got to be a team member. You got to, like I said, we all love each other. You know, we appreciate, we work together, we care about each other. You know, but
yeah,
the main thing is you got to put the work in. And I'm demanding. I mean, you know, I'm a good guy, and it's all about love. But we do the drills, we go through the times, and I'm going to push you. You know, I'm going to push you hard, and that's
yeah,
what it takes. You know, we boxing is in levels. You know, you start here and you work, and you get here, and then you work level up to here. You learn and get more condition. You level up to here. You know, we're getting ready to, for instance, we're getting ready to start, and I'll not get off the subject much, but we're going to get into some maximum oxygen absorption training.
yeah,
Um, because that's something, you know, I still study things a lot, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But as far as coming in and being a member, that's what it takes: is that hard work, dedication. You got to come in here and work. Um, if we go to the fight, I mean, I'm proud of you, win, lose, or draw. You know,
Yeah.
if you come in and do the work, you get in there and you do the best. I don't care if you go in and three punches get knocked out. If you went in and did the best you can do that night, then we're proud of you. The whole team's proud of you. We'll come
Yeah.
back to the gym. We'll figure out what we have to do, what happened, what you were lacking, and we go back to work. And that's what we do. We work hard. I
Yeah.
expect really hard work. Like I said, I don't like when you miss a lot. When we hit training camp, usually 4 to 6 weeks out, it's every night. I mean, I even 4 weeks out, I give up my Thursdays and we still train. We go every day. It's very demanding. I mean, I like I said, we'll do conditioning for 45 minutes of every night before we even start working out or anything. Now, some of that conditioning are footwork drills and, 3 minute rounds, 45-second rest and things, but I'm very demanding. I love everybody and I want everybody to do the best, but I expect you to work hard and so does the team. you
Yeah.
know that that's basically what it takes. um like I said, I don't expect everybody to win every time. You do your best. This is amateurs, we're learning. If you do your best, we're proud of you. Like I said, we come back to the gym, we'll go to work.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what it takes, and you got to stay. You got to come in here and work. That's the main thing, is put the work in. You
Yeah.
win the fights in the gym. That's where you do the fighting's easy. I
Yeah.
mean, not easy, but you win in the gym. Your training, your preparation. A lot of people don't do the cardio, the conditioning. If you're not in condition, you can be the best boxer there is, but when you get tired, what are you going to do?
That's it.
Yeah, so, but that's it. It's demanding,
Yeah.
dedication, putting in the work, definitely putting in the work, um, just contributing to the team. I don't even ask a lot. I'm a donation, Jim, pretty much. I work for a living. This ain't about money.
Yeah.
I do this to help. If I make money or whatever, okay, but it goes to the gym and stuff. Uh, I expect you to come in and do the work. You got to come in and put in the work, and you're a team member, and we'll go wherever you want to go. If you want to be amateur, if you want to go pro later, wherever, whatever you want to do is where I'm at. So
Yeah.
that's what it takes.
Would you say the people that come in, let's say starting out, would you say a bigger obstacle to them, would you say is their mind or their body?
Generally, if they're coming in to try it, it's both,
Yeah.
but their body more in the beginning
Yeah.
because they're not ready for the conditioning that I mean it's you can ask my guys, even Jimmy, I did a little with video stuff with
Yeah.
Jimmy
Yeah.
there yeah, it's their body, getting your body used to everything. It's very mental too though, because you gotta keep in your mind that you're not going to come in here and be Floyd Mayweather or Mike Tyson or none of them guys in a month or so. You
Yeah.
know, you're going to have to work, and it's going to take time. And some things may come real easy. Other things you may just struggle and struggle and struggle, but keep doing it, keep working with it, and you'll get it.
Yeah.
Um, that's the main thing. Yeah.
Um, so you kind of briefly mentioned about, well, Jimmy, I corner for him. You mentioned that you and him occasionally do virtual fighting, and obviously I've seen you do post about it, and we've talked about it. Can you explain how, maybe for people that want to do virtual training with you that can't make your gym, can you explain how virtual training differs from in-person training, and maybe what your scheduling is like for virtual training for anyone that wants to train with you?
Right. Okay. Yeah. The virtual, I can do like the Zoom workspace we are now, or I do it on Facebook Messenger too, because some people don't have that. As long as
Yeah.
we do the video thing, and I set it up where I can see you on video, you get a place to work. If they have a heavy bag and all the stuff there at their place when they're that makes it even better. But what it does is it allows for people like Jimmy that are in Kentucky or West Virginia or something that may want to learn something from me or take the chance of learning something from me. It gives them the opportunity so they don't have to travel 4 or 5 hours, to come and train. But
Yeah.
what I do is I do it through video and I'll set it up like we are now where we can see each other. And
Yeah.
I'll run them through the conditioning, through footwork, through all your punch sequences. I can work everything with, and it's usually I can work everything with you except the focus mitts and sparring.
Yeah.
But anything else we could work. I mean, and I do the conditioning as well. I've got my clock and buzzer, and I set it up so it's on our 3 minute time. And I normally do, depending on what level you are, I do 3 minute rounds training, oh
Yeah.
45 second rest, and then we go right back in, and we go. It's generally about an hour, hour and a half. Good. Sometimes it goes closer to the 2 hours, but the way I've tried to set it up is I just have them cash at me
Yeah.
donation of some, whatever. I'm not trying to make a bunch of money off of it. The thing is, I'm trying to reach out to, like I said, fighters that may not be able to travel this far. And,
Yeah.
but we get on there, like I said, I take them through, stances out. I can see your feet, I can see your hands, where your body's positioned. We run through all of our drills. I tons of footwork drills. I'm a real stickler on footwork and conditioning or technique and
Yeah.
all that. You box with your feet. I mean, a lot
Yeah.
of people, they're like, "What?" But seriously, it, to really learn to box, you box with your feet. Your feet set everything up. The angles that it takes gives you offense, takes away, or gives you offense, takes away their offense. So it
Yeah.
helps with your defense. And but with the video stuff, like I said, I after we cash app, I'll get on there with you, and we'll do our session. And like I said, I go through conditioning part. We'll do the jump rope 3 round. There's all just different kinds of at least at least 40 minutes of conditioning. I mean, I'm real hard on that. Like I said, it's conditioning's key. You got to be in shape to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And one thing I'll tell you, you can't fucking play boxing. I don't want to
Yeah.
talk a whole bunch, but there's no playing here. This shit's real. So
Yeah.
you got to train real. If you want to be serious, you got to train real. So, but yeah, like I said, we go through the thing, and I can critique everything you do and get things right. I can't catch mitts for you, and we can't spar. But other than that, we can do everything else involved in training right through the video session. So I think it will help out. I'd like to do more of it, if people are
Yeah.
interested. Like I said, I don't expect a ton of money. You ain't got to send me $100 for, it's not like that. It's all about helping these fighters get to where they want to be. I'm old, I still train with these guys and we can talk about that, but it, I want to teach what I know to these people coming up and coming in before I go and just help them go as far as they can go. I don't even have to be their main trainer, their main coach. Maybe I can just help them a little bit with something. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to steal everybody or anything, just maybe help out some. Uh, they can keep their coaches and whatnot. So but yeah, that's pretty much what it does. It's something that I wanted to get out there and give a shot because I really would like to help as many people as I can. And we're in Ohio, and a lot of them are in West Virginia, Kentucky, and it's a long drive, and so it's hard to do it that way. So this allows another opportunity or possibility that we can work together.
Yeah. To the best of your knowledge, have you ever coached anyone that has went on to coach other people?
Um, Tevin does a little bit. Tevin coaches some, he does some, but I haven't. Most of my people are still active
Oh
right at
yeah,
the moment. Matt Christ, Matt that I started with, he goes, there's another counterpunch. They do a lot of USA boxing, a lot of kids and stuff over there. And
yeah,
Matt goes there and teaches. So I guess, yeah, a little bit, but most of my people are still active right now.
yeah,
They haven't went on. I've actually been. I started Urban Warrior Academy in 2023, so it's only been a few couple of years
oh
that I've
yeah,
been real busy back in it again.
yeah. How did you you mentioned like how you got into boxing and stuff in general, but how did you specifically get on with Keith and New Line?
Well, actually, it was just through watching different promotions and because I had Profit, like I said, and he fought with Chill Sports. I had forgot for a second, but I was checking Keith out and stuff, and then Adam come along, and he wanted to do that kickboxing match. He was going to take some crazy kickboxing match against some guy in another state, and I mean,
Yeah,
he's got like 10 fights. I'm like, Adam, they just going to use you for a punching bag. I was like, dude, if you want to get a fight, let me talk to Keith because I'd kind of been talking to him a little bit before. I was like, let me talk to Keith and see if we can get you a kickboxing match that's at least fair. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And in West Virginia, it was in Kentucky, but not the other places like Georgia or something. I'm like, dude, the guys got way too many fights. You can't fight somebody like that with no fights. That's crazy. Don't. So that's how it started with Keith, and then me and Keith are pretty good not friends. We're friends. We're good friends, but I don't want anybody to think there's anything, Keith is not favorable towards anybody, everybody. He's friends with
yeah,
everybody, and so there's no favoritism in the organization or nothing, he's a fair guy with everybody, but uh so yeah, we just got to be friends, and I like his promotions. He does a good job. Uh, so we stick with him. As
yeah,
far as we can get on, he does a lot of MMA and kickboxing, so we can't get on all those cards. But every chance we get, there's boxing on them, we jump in.
yeah. Do you Okay, so this is more of, I guess, a hypothetical question than a serious question. But if you could choose one all-time great from boxing, be it a boxer, a fighter, or a coach, let's say it could be somebody who's motivated you to do things, or just someone that you've seen great things, who would you pick to sit down and have a conversation with and just talk about combat sports in general, or anything like that?
Boy, that's a hard one, but probably it would probably be a boxer, and my favorite boxers were. I mean, I had a few between the top, but James Toney was probably one of my very favorite. He was my favorite. It'd probably be James.
Yeah,
I like Bernard Hopkins real well, and Mike Tyson. A lot of different styles of fighters, but James Toney would probably be the one that motivate because he still does things and stuff too. He still
yeah,
trains and whatnot. He's actually I have him on my Facebook, so he does stuff. I haven't never talked to him or anything, but yeah, it'd probably be James Toney. My favorite
yeah,
boxer. Um, I have quite a few, like I said, that are right there with him, but there was some great train Customato. He was a great old trainer that
yeah,
really he took Mike under his wing as a son, and that's kind of how that's something a lot of people don't realize about trainers or coaches. You're more than just teaching somebody boxing. I'm taking these guys under my wing. They believe in me. They trust in me. They look at me as a mentor, as almost like a father. They trust their lives with me. So
yeah,
there's a lot more to it than just teaching somebody how to box if you really want to coach and be part of the sport, you know. So that custom auto was another great, you know, that took, you know, he'd take people in and take, you know, try to keep them on the right path and everything and get them, you know, to boxing. So but James Tony, I would have to say, if I had to pick, would be probably the one, the most motivating, that's still uh, doing things and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Um, do you right now actively, for the people that keep up with Urban Warrior Academy fighters and just keep up with Urban Warrior Academy in general, do you have any specific plans and goals set for right now? And what can we expect moving forward in the next fights? Or do you just kind of take it like card at a time and just try to get as many wins in as you can?
Well, what we're going, our next plan is, we know for sure we're going to go on the card. I think it's February 23rd or 28th. I can't remember, but it's uh, real fight promotions. Eric Watkins and them, they're in Morgantown, West Virginia. They got a real good. We met. I got to meet him finally, and the trainer and matchmaker and stuff there last weekend at Geo's fight.
Yeah,
Over there with, they had a fighter, and then AR Green too is a real good friend of ours. AR comes up here and spars with us, and we go there and work and stuff too in Columbus. But him and his team come up here. But yeah, that we know for sure we're going to go on that one. I got to get a hold of Keith, because I know I've seen a couple people talking about boxing on the card in January, I think, in West
yeah,
Virginia. So I'm going to try to see if I can get a couple of them. I mean, I got four of them between Adam Moore, Tevin Bonner, uh, Geo Murphy, and then Evan Bowman. You know, those four I really want to keep going as much as possible. And it's kind of hard to only get one or two. You know, it seems unfair to only get one or two of them on the card, and then the other two can't. But I'm going to talk to Keith and try to get on in January. It's in a there's a January event in West Virginia. I'm going to see if we can get the guys on there. But the next one for sure is going to be Morgantown in February,
oh,
and
that'll be
we're
good.
going to put all the guys on the card there. All four of them be on the card there. So that's the nearest plan. Like I say, I haven't got a chance to talk to Keith yet, but that's in the plans. I'd like to hit that one too. So
Yeah,
it's kind of hard around Christmas time and stuff with the holidays, and these guys got families and things. You know, it's just really hard to keep going right around Christmas. So we'll just keep training through that, and then beginning of next year, because Tevin, as far as Tevin, he wants to spend another this next year, and we want to move up into top rank fighters, you know, because Tev's ranked pretty high, which is kind of unfair because he really only has three fights, you know.
yeah,
He's better than what his record is. His record, he doesn't have the experience, you know. He's really good and really good, but he doesn't have that ring time, that
mhm,
experience. So, but and then he plans on turning pro at the, hopefully at the end of next year.
yeah,
So we're going to shoot. We, you know, we want that new line cage fighting belt, light
yeah,
heavy belt, and that Hunter Plu's holding that right now. And uh, Hunter and Tev fought already there in Logan once, and that was a real close decision there. So we, he wants to come after that. So that's kind of some of the plans, and but that's the ones in the nearest future anyway.
yeah. I guess I kind of should have asked this earlier, but the question kind of just came to mind. Are you a solo coach there, or do you have any other people that help you? And if you're solo, what kind of challenges do you face trying to train so many people on your own?
I am a solo coach. I have every once in a while, and I don't want to get he comes in. Have a he's one of the trainers at VO2. Comes in Austin Hollingshead. Austin's a really good guy. I've known him for a while. Heck, his grandma owns the building our gym is in.
Yeah,
But yeah, he comes in once in a while and helps out a little bit, but it's very seldom because he's really occupied there. And but yeah, I'm a solo coach, and that's one reason I had to give up the class stuff, because they're just, I don't have enough hours to, when I was messing with the people in the class that didn't know anything to try to help them, I wasn't able to work with the fighters. So uh sometimes the most challenging thing is, like, when they're all here, I've got 5 people, 4 or 5 people here, and to say it's a night we're doing mitts. I mean, and they say coach is superhuman. I'm not human, because I mean, I get in here and I run the mitts. I mean, we do the 3 minute round. I'll go one after the other. I don't take a break. When the
Yeah.
one, I'll have the other ones on bag or on the drill or footwork, whatever. And when they switch out, then, and then we'll do 3 rounds with one. But I go through all the round. Hell, I might go 20 rounds of catching mitts,
Yeah.
without nonstop. And they're just like, have not I'll jump in here and spar, and you can ask any one of them. I'll throw the gloves on and get right in here and get busy. It don't matter.
Yeah.
I'm old, but I ain't that old. And but it's very demanding, and but I do it and I keep up with it. Another thing, something I have a little issue with on some of the other trainers and things, that as busy as I am, I still belong to, not colleges, but they are colleges. They're professional trainers that I pay for coursework through, that I actually have to learn the things and be graded, tested on them, so that I can continue to teach them to my fighters. Because,
Yeah.
I was a hell of a fighter. I mean, I had 25-5 record when I was an amateur, with 24 knockouts. I was not bragging or anything, but I was pretty tough. Any of the old guys around that know me will tell you about Larry.
Yeah.
Call me Rocky. But you gotta. That was I retired in 2001. I, I was a boxer and but that was an old school. Was old school fighting. But it evolves. It constantly evolves. There's so many different types of fighters and techniques and things out there, that you can't just stay old school. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
have to learn these new things. I mean, I make what I call hybrid fighters. I
Mm.
mean, we have Soviet style boxing. I mean, we combine Philly shell with peekaboo. I mean,
Yeah.
so I use Cuban boxing thing and just standard, but there's so many different techniques. But I actually still learn this stuff to be able to still teach and advance my fighters. And that's something that a lot of trainers won't do. They don't want to put the time into. And if you really want to help these guys and girls and help them get better, then we got to get better too.
Yeah.
We have to keep up. What was good in 2001 ain't going to fly today.
Yeah.
So evolved that they're just going to box circles around you, because
Yeah.
it is an art. Boxing is an art. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't realize there's so much to it, that there's so many things to it. It's not just get in there and throw punches and beat the hell out of people. That ain't even close.
Yeah.
So much to it. But yeah, back to the coach thing. That's what I do, and that's something that I feel it's hard to keep up, but I love it. And I'm going to be able to retire from work here in a couple year or two, so then I'll have more time to be able to even put more time into it. But I
Yeah.
still do that stuff right now, and it's demanding, because I've got to make sure that I'm good enough and make these guys good enough to go out there and perform. You know,
Yeah.
we have been winning a lot, and it's because of the work they put in. But I tell them, we may not win every time. You can't win them all, but let's go out there with the intentions to win, and we come to fight. We
Yeah.
we come we train very hard. these guys put in so much, even technical stuff. Like I said, it's not just all about beating people up. You know,
Yeah,
there's levels to it, and you have to take those levels.
yeah. So this is kind of off topic, but also kind of on topic at the same time. We have talked about like the different levels of dedication and skill that it takes to get to different levels from amateur to pro. Um, wh- if you could pick just one of your fighters that maybe when they came in, not to discredit them or anything, that maybe at first you were kind of like iffy about them, like I'm not sure if this guy's going to have the dedication or if he's going to be able to do it. And then he just maybe that person did a full 360 and have completely improved. Do you have anyone in mind that would be most improved? I personally, I see from Gio Murphy in his first fight, I think he got gassed out at the end of round two. And then with his fight with Ram, he looks so much better. He looks so much more in condition. So, what would your opinion of that be?
Well, yeah, Geo is one, but Adam is the one for sure. Adam Moore, because like I said, when he first came in, I thought, oh my goodness, and Geo was right there too because his first fight there, he was skipping a little bit on the conditioning, and we knew going in there that he might get a little tired, but then but he this time around, we trained a lot harder. Um, Geo's really relaxed. He's
Yeah,
hard to sometimes he's too relaxed.
yeah,
You gotta get him going to what I mean is like
yeah,
let them combos go, but he just stays really calm even under fire. And
yeah,
yeah, he wasn't gassed or anything. He had plenty of gas left. We
yeah,
kind of had a game plan, and we didn't know a whole lot about Dylan because he'd only had a couple tough man fights, so and he'd been training in the gym for a while with really no video, so we didn't know a lot about him. So
yeah,
I try to get a game plan for each fighter as we go in, but we have a plan for everything. You know what I
yeah,
mean? If we keep them outside, but if they get inside, we're ready to work in. So if I have one that I really thought it would be Adam.
yeah,
I really was questioning it at first, but man, Adam is just, and I mean, he's done 360 twice.
yeah,
and still improving. And I mean, he'll work so hard at it that sometimes he gets so frustrated because, like I said, sometimes you can't certain things don't come to certain people really easy. Just a certain tech they just cannot get it, and he'll get so frustrated, but he keeps trying, and he does get it, and that. But Adam would be the one. I love you, Adam. You know that, brother. But he knows. I mean, he really. And people even in the beginning, thought, well, they wanted to fight him because they thought that exact thing. Well, that big clumsy dude, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. Well, Adam didn't come in no big clumsy dude, and he's still better than better.
he ain't
He's a
got no
little
quit
bit
in
off.
him.
Yeah. Yep. So, but it would be Adam for sure.
Yeah. Um, so I think I've honestly covered most of the topics that I have thought of. Do you have any specific things that I may have missed that you want to discuss, or is there any maybe announcements or just anything at all that you'd like to talk about before we conclude the interview?
No, I really appreciate you taking the time to do the interview with me, man, because
Yeah,
like I've been trying to get branch out a little bit. We're starting to get pretty well known,
yeah,
because we try to make it. And like I said, we always come to fight, no matter
yeah,
what. We're coming to fight. There's not going to be no slouch, no
yeah.
matter. We may not win, but there ain't going to be no slouch.
Or
That's
they come in to scrap. I can say that from every one of your boys I've seen fighting.
every time. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time to let me do the interview and try to get more about Urban Warrior Academy out there. We're just trying to. I'd really like to help people with this video stuff. If
yeah,
you do this and just get a hold of me, we'll work it out. I'll find times. I'll make times. I can do it later at night or early in the morning. Whatever. Um, and I'd get an hour of lunch if we could only get an hour in. I mean, I will try to work it out with anybody, and I just want everybody to know that we train really hard, and that Urban Warrior Academy is a, a serious gym, and if anybody would like to come and work with us, we welcome everybody. We're not assholes or nothing. No one, even when they come in, we work. We we don't try to beat you down or anything.
Yeah,
It's all about learning and helping each other. So people wanted to come in, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, I just get a little bit out there about me, because a lot of people don't know a lot, because
yeah,
if you're younger, you don't know about my fighting experience or nothing. A lot of people think that, and they don't realize that I'm not just a coach that's coaching people that never fought. Like I said,
yeah,
that was just those fights were just the amateur fights, and that don't include. I helped with PAL boxing here in Newark when they had it years ago. I helped with the kids then, and Anarino's karate school back years. I had taught a kickboxing class, so
yeah,
I've just we've tried to. I've had some experience, and I still learn, like I said. So that's
yeah,
pretty much it, bud. I appreciate the time, and um, I'm trying to get things out there with our fighters and stuff. Because Evan Bowman and Tevin Bonner and Geo Murphy and Adam Moore, we got CJ coming and Dave Newman. Those guys are going to be working hopefully coming up. But the 4-man team right now, they work really hard, and they're just trying to get that out there and
yeah,
to help anybody I can. If you'd like to do some work, let's get it done. Get a hold of me and we'll work it out.
yeah. So, to anyone watching this, if the interview that we've done doesn't speak actions for the things that he can teach you, just go and watch the fighters he does. I can tell you, you've got a lot that you can teach younger people that are wanting to get in this. You've been at this for a while, and I think that people would do really well investing in your classes and learning from you. I really do.
I really appreciate that, and I thank you. I think they would too. I tell my guys that's one thing. You come in here and work and put the stuff, I guarantee you results.
Yeah,
You may not win every time. I can't guarantee that. And because, we step up, you're going to fight all, but I will guarantee you results. If you do the work and do the training, that I guaranteed that there will be good results.
yeah,
And I'm not saying I'm the best, I'm not, I'm like, it's all about the fighters. If I'm not trying to be the best coach, Larry Barker, you know what I mean, or Urban Warrior Academy is the greatest. It's all about the fighters. It's all about the
yeah,
fighters, trying to help them and work with the promoters. And I know you want to do your announcing career and stuff.
yeah.
We all work together and help each other, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking time out because I know you're a very busy person. So I appreciate you just taking time out of your day to do the interview and to share the knowledge and the wisdom that you have about the topic. And I truly do hope that in the future we can do interviews again, maybe as time has passed. That way you can update us on maybe how your fighters are doing or what plans that you have. And hopefully you can say Geo came in and won us some gold or something like that. That would be really exciting to
Absolutely,
hear.
again. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're gonna win every time.
Yeah.
So that's just that. I got you. We just manifest it, but yeah, we'll definitely. I'll get a hold of you, and you're on my Facebook. We talk,
Yeah.
and I'll stay in touch with you and let you know what's going on when things are coming up. And I would love to do more stuff because you can never get out there enough to let people know that you're out there, especially
Yeah.
since a lot of it goes on in West Virginia and Kentucky, and we're in Ohio. We're 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours away. So, but if they want to come in, there, hey, we're here too. So,
Yeah. All righty, I guess that pretty much concludes everything I want to say. Unless you have any concluding statements, I'll probably go ahead and end the recording. Thank you again so much for all the time that you've given me.
thank you, buddy. I appreciate that.
Yep.